Good day, welcome to Twinmotion. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate within as fast as possible, within 15 minutes time, how easy it is to create your renders with this software, Twinmotion in particular. It's quite straightforward to use. It's a drag and drop system. It's like even when we're importing stuff like this, where we find our file, I can leave this at this default. Just import it. It's reading data. Let me check if it's in there. Well, it is there. So let's just zoom thing. Okay, so let's drag that up. All right, it's there. Okay, let me adjust for there. Zoom out. Okay, scene is rather empty now. Here we are. Okay, there are no materials yet, so we can slowly figure it out as we go. Okay, so this looks like the yep, that's the ground. Oh, it's something grassy ground there. Okay, adjust the scale. Okay, right, these are building, so let's move there that bit. This is Falling Water by Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, and we got a hint of it, and actually, yeah, it's gonna look something like that. So we're trying to recreate this. Right, so stone something like this, which goes here. Don't worry about lighting. You can adjust how it looks right now. Check on my preference as well, because right now I'm demonstrating we're working on a low spec, but if possible, you could go high, go high. In my case, it would be good, because now you'll see the effect. But this won't be your final lighting or material settings just yet. It's just for this viewport purposes. We can even adjust the lighting just for this sake, so we can see more of what's happening around. So let's finish up adding more materials here. So that's the concrete, which is something like that. Color is I'll leave it as that for now. Okay, we've got, what's this? Sometimes it can be confusing, so when you import files, but you can either rename them, like this should be the glass or the window panels. So it'd be good if your base model was properly renamed to start off with, so you won't be confused, or rather easy to go about editing it in Twinmotion. Okay, let's try to select this thing. These should be the window frames. Right now, if we check back, yeah, they are reddish color, brown. We'll just select something close enough. In this case, how about the wooden orangey frame? Be careful, it's a drag and drop, and there you go. Okay, how about the rocks? Okay, this one is something nature. You can select small rocks, mossy rocks, looks like this. There should be the river. So you've got such material as well, different variants. So let's select this thing, which you can adjust the opacity as well accordingly. Okay, so we got the scene. Hit escape to deselect. Don't worry about the lighting or the scale of textures. You can use this one and adjust even further adjust, that is. Now, with that mostly intact, you can add more stuff. So let's add some grass, which Twinmotion has. Some software has it, and it's got a similar application to it. So if you drag here, use your tool, and go easy though. Go easy. Sometimes, depending on your hardware, it's not there, but you can check again in preferences. Yep, high. And tall grass is there. How about let's add something like this wild grass here. Paint. Yep. Yep. Go easy. You don't want to over click and cause some hardware issues in which your system might hang. That'll do for now, because my intended view would be somewhere around here, and that kind of fills in the frame. Okay, so hit escape key and that. So, well, since we're here, sometimes I'd like to, since we're going for a still image, I'd like to create image and just take a snapshot of the scene. And that's it. You notice the lighting here. What I'm going to do, I can adjust the lights. Okay, let me just adjust more, so you can adjust the camera as well, have perspective correction on. You notice everything on the verticals are up, and our output size, you can adjust our field of view, make it a wider. Okay, let's say I go here and convert back to something tighter, go back a bit and go back here, and let me recapture this thing so it won't be lost. Double clicking it will revert back. So right now we're in medium mode, so we lack some trees. We can quit medium mode, or we can go back here while in medium mode and still also add trees that's similar to what we'll find there. Medium mode eats up your resources, so sometimes you just have to quit it, add trees, click it. I'm still holding the left button, I'm just putting whatever in scene. I'm not letting, just whatever selected here, add it in scene. So I could, scroll down further, add this tree or add this thing. Okay, let's see. That. Notice everything appears here. Select appears here. You can shift. Kind of tricky sometimes, so it's either you can isolate it or rotate it as well. It's a matter of getting used to the interface. I myself find it tricky, but yeah, it's kind of fun. So just shift and drag, you can create an instant how many copies. So it's like line of trees there behind. Put that there while selected. Oops, I could also scale the size bigger. Deselect one, shift one, there. Go back to my camera view, see how it looks. Deselect, yeah, lots of trees there. Could hold even in this view, shift and drag somewhere to pull it in this view. Okay, I'm not happy with trees, so I could replace it as well with a different type of tree. Let's select the European. How about this tree? Just drag it here, replace. Okay, and that'll do for now for this demonstration purposes. Okay, so let me just add more trees here. Make copies this time. Tree, meaning whatever I do on the other one in terms of scaling won't affect the other trees, or rather the other. So yeah, I got this tree here. Move that here. Oops, let's put that higher. You can check as well how it's going on other views. Yeah, that's one thing about Twinmotion. It's still kind of cumbersome compared to your usual CAD stuff, but it'll do for, see how it goes, how it looks. Well, it will be great if you get used to working into perspective view. So okay, let's go back to our image, reload it. Okay, we can shift this tree somewhere here. You can also, once this thing appears here, you notice there's a tab I can type there and shift there, or -2. Also scale it as well. Yeah, something like that. Now I'm gonna adjust the lighting. The image, I got this tab, because no matter how I'm gonna adjust the time of day, this mode, it's just limited where east and west is. So what I usually do is, like, for this scene, let's say I want the light coming from here, hit there at the afternoon. So even afternoon time, around 5 o'clock, you notice the sun is on the side. So either you do change in your location, or you just cheat it by shifting your north in a way, shifting your east and west. So you can also double check that as you go about on plan. Okay, where your north is, but for visual purposes, always work to what your intended final image would look like. So for this case, I'd like look something like this. Cut it tight here. Maybe go back to my image, recapture it, maybe lower, and recapture. So now let's say we got a camera. Let's say the weather. Twinmotion offers you, give you if you want it clouded, or even for the season, autumn and winter. Right now, I'll leave it as sunny day with some slight of clouds, no chance of rain. So for the background, well, right now it's because it's a city, though you can still also change it and rotate it. Let's leave it as that. Around here, go back to our image and reload. Oops, sorry, one of the nuisances of Twinmotion, like, overwriting your image. So sometimes you have to redo and recapture. Double click. Yes. So we go more. Okay, adjust the lighting further. This is based on my experience. So sometimes you don't want to burn out all your highlights and reduce back your ambient, but you got a problem with shadows. You fill that in tad bit, including with the help of the GI, in which I could explain later on as we go about in detail. Shadows, this kind of soft. You want it sharper, you could adjust it according to the scene wise. So let's leave it as that. Okay, let's see, around there, because this one relates to how big your scene is, and the affects your shadow. Ambient inclusion is like maybe zoom in here. Notice you got this thing going on, the darkness there. Usually you can leave it at default. It's fine. Alright, so now we got our thing settled. How about it settle how the thing looks like? You could actually, there's this feature in Twinmotion where you just render it with one color with translucency, or you could avoid certain objects like water as well, or so. But for now, let's go now with how this thing looks, as if we're simulating it in view of a camera. So this is your default, and these are choices for filters. So I'll leave it as this one. Usually reduce my contrast that bit, half neutral, which I can fix in post, or even as much as that. And that's it. So we could basically right now export it, turn on max reflection, max lighting as settings, so we make sure the image is nice. Select the image which we had here in the media, and can start to export. And let's just select a folder, which I haven't. Select folder, and it's gonna export. Okay, my system's quite fast, so it just pumps it up. Should be right now that fast. AG images here, which is this one. So that's it. Sorry, let me put it down. As you can see, it's that simple. Thank you. And hopefully, once we get to the lessons, I can show you in detail, and we can play around with this scene, this exact scene as well. Good day.